My name is Shane. I'm an engineer on the Fire and Motion team at Octopus Deploy. Today, we're having a look at step retries. Step retries is a new feature in the 2023.2 release of Octopus Deploy. Step retries is a feature that automatically reruns failed steps during a deployment. You might be interested in step retries if you have a step that stubbornly fails from time to time. Maybe you're deploying to a cloud provider over a flaky network, the connection drops. Maybe you're performing file operations and sometimes the files are locked. Maybe you're interacting with a service that fails from time to time. The list goes on. The point is there's a temporary condition that is preventing you from deploying. You deploy, it fails, you run it again, it works. Step retries will make Octopus do the run it again part for you. You won't have to requeue your deployment. You won't have to go into guided failure mode if that's a feature that you use currently. Octopus will retry for you. Let's take a look. So starting from an empty Octopus, we'll set this up from scratch. I'm going to make a new project. We'll call it Retries. We'll let Octopus set up an environment for me, and we will create a process. In this process, I'm just going to set up a simple script to do my deployment. And the script's going to fail. It's always going to fail. We're going to turn on retries. So there's a new option here called retries, and you just tick the box to turn it on. So our step is set up. Now we can create a release and deploy. So my step, I'm expecting my step to fail. It's never going to succeed. And usually my deployment would fail straight away as well. As we can see, I have retries enabled. So I deployed, it failed, retried, deployed again, failed, and now we're backing off a little bit. So we're going to back off for 15 seconds and try again. As expected, we attempted to deploy, it failed, and we back off and we try again. So at the moment, we have 3 attempts. We'll do 3 attempts. The first one happens immediately, and then there's a short back off between subsequent attempts. After the 3rd attempt, the entire deployment fails. Hopefully for you, your step succeeds on one of these attempts and your deployment finishes successfully. It's worth mentioning that step retries work in tandem with guided failures. So if you're used to using guided failures to handle this kind of intermittent failure, the retries will happen first and then fall back to guided failure mode, where you have the option to try the step again if you want. If you try this step again, the retries will kick in. So your guided failure will effectively do 3 retries instead of 1. Also, you may have noticed that step retries are part of the early access program, as called out in the dialog on the step. Early access just means that the design is subject to change or removal. So please let us know how the feature helps you and what we can do to improve it. The best way to provide feedback is through the form. If you click on this, we'd love to hear your feedback. It'll open up a form where you can submit your thoughts and opinions. Alternatively, just email us, support@octopus.com. You can get your hands on step retries in the 2023.2 release of Octopus Deploy. It's currently rolling out to Octopus Cloud, so Octopus Cloud customers will have access to step retries in the near future. If all goes well, step retries will be available for self-hosted customers in the upcoming 2023.2 release. Thanks for listening. I hope you find step retries useful, and we look forward to hearing your feedback.